Odyssey House has been truly blessed to have been graced with his presence. The things that he's endured from like the age of 8 and like being in prison for 22 years, and now like how he's so giving, he's into church, the things that he's tried to implement here in this building, he really stands out.
I just want to give back, because I was always a taker.
I know Stephen since 2014 in Odyssey House, and now we are the best of friends, and now we are more than just friends. He's my fiance.
He gives to the community. He helped the churches, when they have their outdoor activities. He may fix something because he's good maintenance man. He's very special to us, to me.
During the time when I was growing up in the 70s, I was getting myself into trouble, breaking into people's houses, breaking into stores and stuff. Sometimes I never even slept because I was so pumped up with the drugs and stuff. At first it was kind of like scary at the time, being out there on the streets, nowhere to lay my head and everything. At 18 years old, basically, I went to prison. So I've been upstate for a long period of time. My sister had told me that my mother was ill at the time. When I got to the hospital, the cancer hospital on the east side of Manhattan, and I walked in the room, they had my mother up on a heavy medication, and I put on a tape for her at that time with Shirley Caesar. That was her favorite song. And I told my mother, don't worry about me, that I was going to be okay. I made some promises, to God, to myself, and to my mother that, that no matter what I go through in life, I'll never give up.
Well, when he first moved in the building, he was an SSI recipient. And now he's working, he's gainfully employed, and he's paying a great amount more, like over $500 more than he was paying before. He also does like barbecues on his own funds. He buys like snacks and goodies for like other tenants, and he'll give it to staff to distribute. So he totally doesn't want the credit for it. That's like remarkable.
I fell in love with him, and he makes me the happiest person ever.
I know my mother's proud of me. I know she is.
After my grandmother died, who I considered more of a mother because my mother was out carousing, going to bars, I just started getting abused by all my family members, including my father. Felt like this towel that was being handed around to be, to have somebody dry their face off and stuff. It was really hard. I started self-harming really badly by cutting myself, and that sort of was my spiral going down.
It was story after story of him being in institutions, being in unsafe environments.
About 6 or 7 years ago, I signed a lease. I was so excited to live someplace where I had the keys to my own place, my own privacy, which I never had in my life, my place of sanctuary. And I finally called someplace home.
And then this year in particular, he was sort of, hit with a cancer diagnosis, and that's a terminal cancer diagnosis. And the way that he has dealt with that information and dealt with the things that he needs to do to take care of himself is just very inspiring.
Animals are a godsend, especially if you have a disease like cancer.
I feel like he's inspiring other tenants as well, like just the way he's coping with the diagnosis. He's proud of his baldness. He's walking around cheerful. And it's just I feel like the inspiration is just carrying even farther. I
would like someday to get back to doing a part-time job. Matter of fact, I had my dream job 2 years ago, working for the New York Mets in Citi Field.